So, how long has it taken you to find a job? Days, weeks, months? The average last year was 25.3 weeks. So, the US's labor market is a tight one. Even though it's under 5% and it's not looking to be at a bad rate, there are disparities within the labor market that show uneven unemployment distribution, lots of job losses, and hiring biases. One common roadblock to getting a job is whatever you're putting on your resume or your application for a job because it creates added difficulties. So, for example, age group, race, and education level have been big ones in the past, but now it's intensified as the beginning of Trump's presidency to now. So, for example, according to Weller and Kennedy in a recent article in 2026, 16 to 24-year-olds had the highest unemployment out of the rest of the generations. And the trend is that the older the group, the less change there was to their unemployment. In November of 2025, adults 16 to 24 saw a 10.6% unemployment rate, while 25 to 35-year-olds saw 4.9, and 45 to 54 years old saw 3.2%. So, with the second example, education levels, usually the less education, the higher unemployment rate. So, the unemployment rate for anyone with less than a high school degree was 6.8 last year, and then 3.5 for those with some college, and then 2.9 for those with a bachelor's degree or higher, also from the same article. And then the third example, Black and Asian workers have seen larger increases than white. White workers haven't seen any change in unemployment. Um, Black unemployment reached 8.2 in November, and Asians reached 4.8% in February of 2026, after starting out at 3.7 in the beginning of 2025. So, high unemployment often signals large job increases, which creates a competitive market. The primary job cuts by employers were entry level positions, government jobs, and manufacturing jobs. So, there are 158 million workers in the US, and there have been major job losses and not many jobs added to support the millions of workers. America is still down 71,000 manufacturing positions, uh, even after a gain of 15K in March. Another example is the National Women's Law Center found that job cuts are disproportionately affecting 64% of veteran affairs, 63% of education, and 63% of health of human services. And they're set to see a large workplace reduction. In addition to attacks on specific jobs, employers have also been vocal about certain biases they have towards workers, like Gen Z, for example, who are set to be the largest age group in the coming workforce. In Gen Z's search for a suitable job, employers emphasize they're not yet ready to take on the roles. In an intelligence survey, 966 business leaders thought graduate hires were unsatisfactory, and they shared negative common traits among Gen Z workers. This was lack of relevant experience, insufficient technical skills, and bad problem solving. In the same survey, 1 in 7 companies said incoming college applicants may be dismissed in 2025, and then 9 in 10 managers believe they need etiquette training. So the individual rates and opinions create a significant difficulty in our current job market. And even though these disparities existed before, they're now even more vast than they were as Trump's presidency continues. And sectors like manufacturing remain depleted, which is leading businesses to have to let go of workers, and it ruins the whole job market as a whole. And as they're spread thin, they're more picky about who they hire, which has started making them biased and creating even more shifts within the competitive job market. And then overall, the US's unemployment rate numbers is under 5%, which is good. It actually is very difficult for Americans to find jobs with the length of time being so long and all the disparities existing within the labor market.